So just take a moment to allow your eyes to close and allow yourself to begin to relax. And as you begin to comfortably drift asleep, you can hear me talking in the background. And as you listen to me talking in the background, I don't know whether you'll drift asleep to the sound of my voice, or whether it'll be to the spaces between my words, or whether you'll just find yourself drifting, floating comfortably into a peaceful reverie or meditation for a short period of time. And as you drift and relax a little deeper and deeper,
Deeper.
that's it.
Deeper. That's it.
You can follow along to me talking here. And while the music begins to fade away, I'm just going to count back from 10. And you can drift deeper with each count. From 10 to 9. To 8. To 7. 6.
Ooh.
5. 4. 3. 2.
Deeper. And
1. That's it. Going all the way deeper and deeper. And while you continue to drift deeper and more relaxed into the experience, you can imagine yourself starting to walk through some woodland at night. And as you walk gently through that woodland, perhaps you can notice the sound of footsteps, maybe noticing the gentle rustling of leaves overhead as the wind calmly blows a breeze. Maybe seeing the silvery shards of moonlight dancing on a path in front of you while you walk through that evening woodland. And perhaps you can see some tiny glowing orbs of light moving between the trees. those small fireflies seeming to occasionally hover and flying, sometimes darting and interacting with each other. And turning off of the path, walking deeper and deeper into the woodland. And as you walk deeper into the woodland, moving between those trees, finding your way around the trees by gently resting a hand on the bark of a tree, feeling the texture of that bark, sometimes raising a forearm up to push past some branches. And heading deeper into this woodland where you see glowing light off in the distance, the light of a cabin, and the light looks like it's gently flickering, as if there's perhaps a fire inside that cabin, just burning gently in a fireplace, that cozy light flickering in the windows. And so you continue to walk in the direction of that light, feeling the cool, fresh air on your cheeks as you walk. The sensation of breathing in that cool air, the feeling of it passing down your throat, and then the warmer air as you breathe out deeper and deeper into the experience. And hearing the sounds around you of this woodland that seem to almost envelop you. And you walk through this woodland, getting closer and closer to that cabin. And as you near the cabin, you begin to notice that there's a lake down from the cabin, and the trees begin to clear as you get nearer and nearer to that cabin. That's it. That's it. And so you can walk along the side of the cabin, peering in through the window, and head round that cabin. And begin to head down towards the lake, heading away from the cabin and down towards that lake. That's it. And as you walk down towards that lake, you can see the way that the moonlight twinkles and sparkles like a million diamonds glowing on the surface of that water. The sound of the lake rushing along beside you. Noticing the occasional bug flying above the water, and then seeing a small little glowing orb rise out of that water. And as it rises out of the water, so you notice wings stretching out and see the most incredible silver fairy, the moon shining through those wings, the wings pulsing and glowing and seeming to almost sparkle, little sparkles of light. Falling from the wings as that fairy flies over towards you and begins to hover just in front of your face, a short little distance away. And then the fairy begins to talk. And the fairy tells you that you've come here to this lake, and shortly you'll be able to head into the cabin and settle down into the most comfortable chair. And before you do that, they're going to share some wisdom with you. And the fairy gets out the tiniest magic wand you've ever seen, with a small silver star perched on the end of that wand. And she very slowly, almost like a conductor, begins to move that wand around in front of you. And as the fairy slowly moves that wand around, so you find your eyes tracking that wand in space, finding your eyes moving left and right, left and right, moving around with the wand, moving left and right, left and right. And then the fairy raises that wand up. Your eyes track and follow that wand, almost up as high as your eyes can go, while your head remains looking towards the fairy. And then the fairy slowly lowers that wand, and your eyes track down and your eyelids close, and you find yourself drifting deeper and deeper. And as you drift deeper and deeper into the experience,
and deeper deeper.
You feel almost a resonance pass through your body, almost like a comfortable, tingling feeling, as if some of that fairy dust, which is beating off the wings and twinkling down upon you from the end of the wand, is beginning to flow peace, comfort, inner well-being down from the top of your head, and you feel the warmth of that loving kindness, that peace, of that comfort as it passes around the top of your head, around your ears and the back of your head, passes around your forehead, softening, relaxing, deepening those muscles. And with the next out breath, you notice that spread down around the eyes, so comfortably, so peacefully and effortlessly relaxing the muscles around the side of the eyes, around the underside of the eyes, relaxing through those eyes, deeper and deeper, before moving down and moving around the cheeks, softening and relaxing the muscles of the cheeks, helping those face muscles to relax even more, and the muscles around the mouth and around the jaw, all softening and relaxing with a healing comfort, healing through your mind and body as you breathe in even more peace, even more comfort and pleasure, almost like there's a comfortable massaging kind of tingle down through you to your shoulders, like gently rubbing any tension out of those shoulders. And I don't know which shoulder will begin to relax fastest, whether it'll be the left shoulder that relaxes faster than the right, or the right shoulder that relaxes faster than the left, or whether you will discover both shoulders relaxing at the same rate and speed as you continue to deepen the relaxation with the next breath out, almost allowing those shoulders to slump. And with that gentle slump of the shoulders and relaxing of the head and the neck muscles, you can allow that to spread down to the chest and down into the arms and down the upper back. And as that spreads, I don't know whether you'll notice a warmth or a heaviness that passes down those arms to the hands, or whether what you notice is a certain numbness that can set in. And I don't know whether the numbness will set in the left hand first or the right, as you continue to relax deeper and deeper, all the way
That's it.
All the way. Deeper
Deeper
and deeper.
and deeper.
And as this fairy continues to guide this process of deep inner relaxation, you can allow that to move down to the stomach and the lower back, healing, softening, and gently beginning to pass deep within those muscles and through your body in the most comfortable way, doing any inner healing necessary as you continue relaxing. And that continues down to your bottom and then down into those legs. And I don't know whether the arms or the hands will feel heavier or number, or whether they'll feel a certain warmth or other sensation before those legs fully relax. And you can just allow that relaxation to continue through those legs to the soles of your feet, all the way down, deeper and deeper. And as you continue this journey of deep, pleasant relaxation, in your mind's eye, you start to see a white light forming in front of you. And as that white light forming in front of you begins to expand, you notice the center of that white light begins to turn dark. And you realize that it's almost like a portal is opening up in front of you. And as that portal continues to open in front of you, you see that fairy floating there. And the fairy flies through the portal. And as the portal closes behind the fairy, so the white light continues spreading out, beginning to envelop you, almost helping you to have a sense like you're in a white room in your mind with that fairy floating there. And the fairy continues talking with you. And the fairy tells you to follow them. And you begin to follow that fairy. You walk along, following the fairy through this white room. But in this white room, as you follow that fairy, you're unaware of any up or down or left or right or what is back or forth. There seems to be no end, no beginning, no ceiling and no floor, just white in every direction. And you have a vague sense that you're walking, and yet you can't feel any steps. You have a sense like you're moving forward, and yet there's no reference. You don't seem to be heading toward or away from or past anything. You just are here. And you find something about the experience deepens you further and further as you follow that fairy. And as you walk, so the fairy waves their wand again. And in front of you, you see a plinth begin to form. And now you find that's something you're heading toward. And you notice on that plinth is a large old book. The fairy flies past, turns around and hovers just the other side of that plinth. You head over to it. You look at the fairy. The fairy's looking at the book. You look at the book. You look back at the fairy. The fairy's still looking at the book. You open that book. And as you open the front cover of the book, feeling the texture of the hardcover, you get a waft of old book smell that tickles your nostrils, bringing comfort down through your body. You touch the paper in the book, feeling the rough bumpiness of the pages, feeling that texture, hearing the sound of those pages as your fingers touch the side of the book. Seeing the first page looks blank. The fairy moves her wand gently left and right, left and right. And as that fairy gently moves that wand left and right, you notice what looks like black ink begin to land on the page in shapes and patterns, beginning to spell out some writing as the fairy continues moving that wand gently left and right, left and right, deeper and deeper, noticing the text forming and images forming on the page, and something about it resonates deep within you and seems to have certain meaning to you, deeper than you can really understand consciously. And as you watch that text form, it fills the page. And as it fills the page, so you turn the page, getting another waft of old book smell. and you notice text forming on this page and the page next to it. And you continue watching as this meaningful text and images begin to be drawn out in this old book, especially for you. And you start to notice that this text relates to those things that you've been really wanting to work on in life, really wanting to change and address. And you don't quite understand yet, but it's almost like an understanding just outside of your grasp. Like you know that it's meaningful, you know that it makes sense, and you know that on some level you do understand. But that understanding is just out of reach of your consciousness, while unconsciously you automatically can reach that point of getting an aha moment deep within you where it all makes sense. And you don't know if that'll happen now or while you sleep and dream or when you wake in the morning. But you know it all makes sense. That those things you've been thinking about, those things you think, oh, if only, I wish, I want to, I should, those things on your mind, and you know what they are revealed the answers here. And you continue through this book deeper and deeper. In each page you turn, you get another waft of old book smell, softening and relaxing through your muscles, going deeper and deeper with each breath out, going all the way deeper and deeper,
Deeper and deeper. All the way. That's it.
That's it. And then as you reach the final page, you close the book and you almost feel a sense of inner pleasure, a deep sense of loving kindness, a sense that there was something meaningful about this moment, that this was your moment, nobody else's. No one else has been here. No one else has ever seen your book here. No one else has ever seen that text. No one else has ever turned those pages. No one else has ever had your experience. And with that book closed, so the plinth and the book begin to dissolve into nothing, begin to disappear. And as they disappear, so the experience changes. The light begins to fade. And as the light fades, you start to have a sense again of that lake. And you start to have a sense of your body. And you start to gently open your eyes here. And as you open your eyes, you see that fairy floating there, just hovering, flapping their wings. As they start to move away again and lower down and disappear back into the water, with a sense of comfort, of calmness, you stand up with a slight sense of confusion and disorientation in the most pleasant way, like receiving a pleasant present or a pleasant surprise. And you notice as you begin to walk away from that lake, how the weather is beginning to change and there are some clouds rolling in. And so you head back towards that cabin. You walk up to the cabin. You head in to that cabin. And you can feel the warmth of that flickering fire in the fireplace in this cabin. You see the most comfortable looking chair by that fireplace. You settle down in that chair, feeling the warmth of that fire on your cheeks. You notice a book lying next to you on a small table. You pick up that book and you begin to read. And as you read, once upon a time, there was a person who had lost their way, and they went on a journey to try and find their way. And everyone they encountered asked them, "What does your way look like?" And they would try really hard to explain what their way looked like. But no matter how hard they tried to explain, the more they tried to explain, the more they forgot. And the harder they found to say what they wanted to say. And the first person they encountered said, "Perhaps you should try heading down that path. Go to the mountains. There's a wise person at the foot of the mountains. They may know where your way is." But when they arrive there, that wise person says, "You've come to the wrong place. You won't find your way here." And you try telling them, "You did find your way here. You just haven't found your way." And they explain that you found the wrong way. You found the right way to hear, but not the right way to your way. And with a sense of comfortable confusion, you go off searching in a new way. And you head right down the path to the left. And you encounter someone that says it's easy to find your way. All you have to do is take 3 rights and 2 lefts. And so you walk along the path. You head right, carry on, head right, carry on, head right. Then you carry on, head left and head left. And you find that that isn't the way to your way. So you head back. And this time you head right, then left, then right, then left, then right. And again you find you're not at your way. So you head back. And then you head left and left and right and right and right and still find that isn't right. So you wonder what's left. And so you start again. And you head left and right and left and left and right. And you know that isn't right. Something was left in the wrong place. And eventually you decide to take a different path. You follow your own right. You follow your own left. And then you hurry up and slow down as you approach a grand tree. You quickly take your time to climb that tree all the way to the top. And from way up here, you look down there, trying to get a deeper look of your surroundings. And as you look and explore, you discover there's more than you could possibly have known. And you can see the rights and the lefts. You can see the lefts and the rights, and you know that what's left is right. And so you quickly descend that tree in a nice, slow and careful way, following the only path that's left because you know it's right, finding your way to what looks like a rabbit hole in a tiny mound. And you peer into that rabbit hole. And as you peer gently into the rabbit hole, so you begin to shrink. And the more you reach in and the more you peer, the smaller and smaller you get. And you head into that rabbit hole. And in that rabbit hole, you find a small table. And on that table is a pocket watch. Do you pick up the pocket watch? You open that pocket watch, curious at what time it is. And as you look at the face of the pocket watch, wondering what time it is, you notice that the big hand is pointing to bed and the little hand is pointing to time. And you see that second hand ticking slowly around the face until it stops at now. And you look and you read that time. Bed time now. And with that, the story fades around you. The cabin begins to fade around you. You find that the chair begins to fade around you, almost as if you're being gently lowered, comfortably and relaxed into the most pleasant, most peaceful bed. You feel the covers comfortably wrapped around you, the temperature just right. Your breathing slowing, deepening as your mind drifts and floats and dreams with the idea of bed time now going around in your mind as you fall comfortably and deeply asleep all night long, dreaming of 100,000 stars twinkling in the sky, all glistening and shining down on you, resting there, lighting up your night with the moon as you drift and float so peacefully, so deeply, asleep into slumberland.